Today, we're walking through the 6 stages your body moves through when you give it a break from eating. You'll see exactly what happens at each stage, what benefits you get, and why a simple pause from food might be the most underrated health tool available. Let's start where every fast begins, and it's a place most people completely misunderstand. The first shift happens while you sleep. Picture your body as a house with 2 power sources. There's the main grid, which is the food you just ate, and there's a giant backup generator sitting in the basement, which is your stored body fat. For most adults, that generator almost never gets switched on because the main grid is always running. Around the 12-hour mark without food, something quiet but important happens. A hormone called insulin finally settles down. Insulin is basically the gatekeeper that decides where the energy from your food goes. When it's active, it locks away fat and tells your body to keep using the food you just ate. When it drops, the lock comes off and your body finally gets permission to reach into those fat reserves. Here's what trips people up. You might think that if you stop eating dinner at 8 and wake up at 7, you fasted for 11 hours. Not quite. The fasting clock doesn't start when you swallow your last bite. It starts when insulin finishes cleaning up that meal, and a heavy dinner with pasta, bread, or dessert can keep insulin busy for 3 or 4 extra hours. So that 11-hour window might really only be 7 or 8 hours of actual fasting. The easy fix is to stop eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. That alone lets your body cross into this first stage while you sleep, giving your digestive system a real rest and letting blood sugar settle into a healthy groove. Once that gate finally opens, your body gets curious and starts looking around at what else it can clean up. The internal cleanup crew arrives. Somewhere between 14 and 16 hours, your cells notice that no new food is coming. This is when one of the most fascinating processes in the human body kicks in. Researchers call it autophagy, but you can just think of it as an internal cleanup crew. Over the years, your cells accumulate junk, worn-out parts, broken proteins, little bits of damage from daily life. This buildup is one of the big reasons people start feeling sluggish, foggy, or just generally older than they'd like. When the cleanup crew shows up, it sweeps through your cells, pulls out the damaged pieces, and either recycles them into new parts or burns them for energy. Your cells essentially refurbish themselves from the inside. This process isn't a light switch. It runs quietly in the background all the time, but it really picks up speed once you pass that 16-hour mark. Studies from researchers at institutions like Johns Hopkins have pointed to this cleanup as one of the key reasons fasting seems to protect against age-related decline. For a lot of people, 16 hours is the sweet spot. They eat their last meal around 8 in the evening and don't eat again until noon the next day. It fits naturally into life. No skipped breakfast drama, no willpower battles. Just a clean, quiet window where the body handles its own maintenance. But sweeping the floors is one thing. What happens next is when your body actually switches its entire fuel system. The fuel switch everyone talks about. Push past the 18 to 20-hour mark, and your body runs out of easy sugar to burn. The stored fuel in your liver is nearly empty. But instead of sounding the alarm, your body does something beautiful. It calmly walks down to that backup generator and flips it on. Your liver starts pulling fat out of storage and converting it into a clean-burning fuel called ketones. And here's the part that sounds backward until you experience it. Hunger fades. We've all been taught that the longer you go without food, the hungrier you get. Biology says otherwise. Hunger is controlled by a hormone called ghrelin, and ghrelin works in waves. It spikes at the times you normally eat, then it crashes back down if you don't give it what it wants. Ride out a wave or two, and the ocean goes still. Once ketones start flowing, they float up to your brain and send a clear message. Plenty of fuel available. You don't need to eat. Many people report that around the 20-hour mark, they feel sharper, calmer, and more focused than they do on a full stomach. The brain loves ketones. It runs on them smoothly, which is why that familiar afternoon brain fog tends to disappear. This is where fasting stops being uncomfortable and starts feeling genuinely good. Your body has fully shifted into a new mode, and it's just getting warmed up. At 24 hours, that cleanup crew we talked about earlier upgrades to a full demolition team. The pace of cellular recycling roughly triples. Your body stops doing light tidying and starts hunting down the oldest, most inflamed, most damaged cells in your system. This matters more than it sounds. A lot of the daily discomforts people over 40 deal with, the stiff knees in the morning, the sore shoulder that never quite goes away, the heavy feeling after a big meal, trace back to chronic, low-grade inflammation. It's like a smoke alarm that's been quietly beeping in the background for years. At 24 hours, your body goes and silences those alarms. Your gut gets a real vacation at this point too. The lining of your intestines works constantly, every single day, absorbing nutrients and blocking out anything harmful. A 24-hour break gives that lining a chance to repair small tears and strengthen itself. A published review in the journal Cell Metabolism highlighted how these longer fasting windows appear to support gut lining repair and reduce inflammatory markers in the blood. People who add a single 24-hour fast to their month often notice their digestion feels calmer, their joints loosen up, and the scale starts moving in the right direction. Not because of dramatic calorie cuts, but because the body finally had time to clean out the garage. With all that junk cleared out, your body turns its attention to protecting something important, and this next stage is where a lot of myths get busted. There's a common fear that if you go 2 full days without eating, your body will start devouring your own muscle. The actual biology is the opposite. Around the 48-hour mark, your body rolls out a surprising protective measure. Human growth hormone levels can spike to roughly 5 times their normal baseline. In everyday life, we think of growth hormone as something bodybuilders chase. During a fast, it plays a completely different role. It acts like a bodyguard, standing in front of your muscle tissue, keeping the body from touching it for energy. Instead, it forces the body to keep pulling from fat stores, which is exactly what you want. Clinical research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism observed this growth hormone surge in supervised fasting studies, noting that lean muscle was largely preserved as long as participants had enough body fat to run on. Your body isn't stupid. If food became scarce, the last thing it would do is weaken the very muscles you need to go find more food. It holds on to them fiercely. One thing worth knowing though, coming out of a 48-hour fast is not the time for pizza or a giant bowl of pasta. Your digestion has been quiet for 2 days, and hitting it with heavy food causes an uncomfortable blood sugar spike. The smart approach is to break the fast gently. Bone broth, a couple of soft-boiled eggs, a small piece of grilled fish, maybe some avocado. Give your stomach an hour to wake up. Then, if you want, eat a normal meal. Once you understand how to navigate 2 full days, you're ready for the stage that genuinely surprised the research world. At 72 hours, something remarkable happens that researchers at the University of Southern California documented in a study that made headlines back in 2014. When the body reaches this point, it essentially reboots the immune system. Here's what they observed. After 3 days without food, the body starts clearing out old, tired white blood cells. These are the defense cells that have been circulating for too long and aren't doing their job well anymore. Then, when participants began eating again, their stem cells received a signal to produce a brand new wave of fresh, active immune cells. The study was focused on patients going through chemotherapy, and the results showed that prolonged fasting helped their bodies regenerate a new immune system after treatment. Researchers described it as one of the most dramatic natural regeneration cycles ever documented in human biology, a complete factory reset of your body's defense system. This is obviously not something you do casually. 3-day fasts should only be attempted by healthy adults, and ideally with some guidance, especially if you're on medications or managing a condition. But the point stands. Your body has a built-in reset button, and it sits behind a door marked 72 hours. How you break a fast like this matters enormously. Those new immune cells need real building blocks. Quality protein, healthy fats, and whole foods, not chips and soda. Now, before you plan a 3-day fast for next weekend, there's one last idea that ties all of this together, and it might be the most important part. None of these stages matter if you don't build them into a sustainable rhythm. The ultimate point of fasting isn't to prove how long you can go without food. It's to train your body to switch between fuel sources smoothly. This ability has a name: metabolic flexibility. When your body is flexible, it moves between burning the food you just ate and burning stored fat without drama. No crashes, no headaches, no desperate cravings at 3 in the afternoon. You just feel steady. Some people get there using a daily 16-hour window. Others prefer eating normally 5 days a week and keeping 2 days lighter. Both work. The method matters less than the consistency. Here's something worth remembering. Your liver runs on its own internal clock. If you eat at 6 one morning, skip breakfast the next day, have brunch at 11 on the weekend, and a midnight snack on Friday, your body gets confused. It's like flying across time zones every few days. Low-grade stress builds up, and you end up feeling worse, not better. Pick an eating window you can actually live with, and open and close it around the same time each day. That steady rhythm is what signals safety to your body and lets all these incredible processes run on schedule. So let's recap what your body does when you give it a real break from eating. At 12 hours, insulin finally drops, and your fat stores become available. By 16 hours, cellular cleanup picks up speed and starts clearing internal junk. Around 20 hours, your liver starts producing ketones, hunger fades, and mental clarity sharpens. At 24 hours, the deep clean kicks in and inflammation starts to drop. Push to 48 hours and a surge of growth hormone protects your muscles while you burn through fat. And at 72 hours, your body begins clearing out old immune cells so it can build fresh ones when you eat again. You don't need to chase every stage. Just find a pattern you can stick with, keep it consistent, and let your body do what it already knows how to do. A little time without food might just be the simplest gift you can give yourself.